Hello everyone and welcome to the day 13 of Digital Marketing series. In this session, we will talk about the interview questions and answers which will help you to ace your interviews. So without further wait, let's start the session.
Before we start the session, kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates.
So coming to the first point on this top digital marketing interview questions and answers set, it states briefly explain digital marketing. Well, one thing before even we get into the answer of this, make sure you do not get carried away because the question specifically says briefly, right? So make sure you keep it as concise as possible while answering this. So digital marketing is one of the world's most important domains right now in the case of online space, because this is exactly where we're trying to, put all the methodologies, terms, techniques where we're scaling brands, products, and we're bringing a closer interaction between the customers and the people who are providing these for us, right? There are many things that when it comes to digital marketing, there's SEO, email marketing, social media marketing, and many other domains, many strategies, and of course this is an ocean in itself. So this is something that you can use on understanding how you should answer this question. Coming to question number 2, it states, what are the types of digital marketing in the industry? Well, again, this is another question. Make sure you do not get carried away with the question. Understand that there are many types of digital marketing, and it is okay if you cannot state all the types, but at least 5 should help you out. We have email marketing, we have social media marketing, we have SEO, that is search engine marketing, then we have affiliate marketing, content marketing, search engine marketing, which is SEM, and of course PPC, which is pay-per-click advertising as well. So these are the mainframe, I'd like to call the foundational aspects of digital marketing types, and there are many others. And with every single day that we're trying to cater to a wider variety of audience, there are more methods that are being created as well. Coming to question number 3, it states, please define SEO in brief. Well, SEO actually stands for search engine optimization, as you might already know. So what this is, it is a structured approach. It's a technical approach that we take in helping us drive a higher quality and of course a higher quantity of traffic onto the website as well. So our website may be of a brand, it might be of a product, or it might be of a service that we are offering. So considering all of this, you want more people to land on your website, right? You want the traffic rate to be increased. So this number that we put in, what we call as the incoming traffic rate, to increase all of that and to make sure that the people coming in are actually genuine, they're not spam bots, and they're they're of high quality in a way that when they come on the website, there's a good chance they're going to make a purchase and leave. So to cater to all of these things and to make sure that we do it all organically, we use SEO. So organically means we do not have to pay any sort of money to the search engines to get the website up in the rank, but we do it organically as well. So that is how you can approach this question. Coming to question number 4, it states, what are the top 5 ways to increase traffic to any website? Well, as we mentioned, right, since digital marketing is not a one-time solution for all the problems out there, so each individual problem has its own solution. So whenever someone asks you saying what are the top 5 ways to increase traffic, it is very subjective, because it really isn't possible to tell you the top 5 and say, hey, this will work for you, because that is wrong. So how do you answer this question, right? So make sure you pick up the top 5 methodologies which are well-oiled. It means that there's a good chance that no matter what domain you're in, these 5 methodologies have proven to work before, and it should work for you as well. So we have SEO interlinking, we have content marketing, we have paid advertising, volume based catering, and of course email marketing as well. So these are some of the top 5 ways you can actually go on to increase traffic to any website regardless of what they're doing as well. And of course you can mention any other top ways to increase the traffic as well, but at least in my opinion, mention 3 or 4, and if possible do talk about them as well. See, there's a lot of things when it comes to paid advertising that you can talk about. There's a lot of things when it comes to interlinking, content marketing, and more as well. Coming to question number 5, it states, what are keywords? Why are they considered important in this domain? Well, keywords, as the name suggests, literally are the thing that people search for. So these are the words that people type in to search for something on a search engine or anything, right? So if you are implementing SEO in your strategy and your website has to appear whenever someone searches for this, it means that this is the keyword that you're catering to. If someone searches in Google saying Nike women shoes, and if you are a person who's selling Nike women shoes, then you have to do everything you can to make sure you rank up higher on the Google search engine's first page, right? So if you do that, there's a good chance someone's going to come to your website, land on your website, make a purchase and leave. So that's how this works. The most important thing about this is this. With keywords, you can actually analyze it into a good amount of depth. You can go into the details of it. Keywords are used. Keywords can be exploited if they're done correctly. And at the end of the day, if you do everything right, you will turn in more revenue if that is the base requirement of your digital marketing campaign. And of course, it makes sure that you're putting your brand out there as well. So coming to question number 6, it states, where all can keywords be used to drive more traffic to a website? See, keywords can be used in a lot of places, right? So you can answer probably this question in multiple different ways. And if you just pause the video right now to think of an answer, I'm sure you guys will come up with a lot of ways, right? But the most important ways where keywords have a lot of impact is, when you have content which cater to the keyword in terms of the web page title, the web page URL, the meta description, the content you actually put on the website, and of course, all of the headings as well. So if you use the keywords in these 5 places, right, there's a higher probability of driving in more traffic, because all the algorithms that work in the search engines, they'll crawl through these, they'll understand that you're catering for the keyword, and they'll want your website to rank as well. So coming to question number 7, it states, what are the 2 main ways of categorizing digital marketing? The 2 most important ways that we talk about marketing and digital marketing is inbound marketing and outbound marketing. See, inbound marketing is completely based on the customer, right? So you have a customer, or you have a set of customers that you're catering to. So you'll write blogs for that, you'll create social media channels, you'll talk about your product there, and you will just keep the entire scope, the entire focus on your customer and work on what's required to get your product out there. Now, when we're talking about outbound marketing is a little different, because here what we're trying to do is that we're trying to find the need for product requirement and how we can actually go on to provide it. Now, inbound marketing might cater to a smaller set of audience, but outbound marketing is definitely a huge audience as well, right? So think about putting billboards up. In the case of conventional marketing, you have televised advertisements, you have magazines, and all of these conventional methods which can be considered as outbound marketing, right? Even though inbound marketing, there's 90% of chances that it can cater in a more bigger audience compared to outbound in today's online world. But at the end of the day, there are subtle differences that exist, and it's just in the subtleties that we have these main ways of how we can categorize the working and what sort of clients, what sort of prospects the methods bring in as well. Coming to question number 8, it states, what are some of the most used digital marketing tools today? Again, there are many tools out there in the world of digital marketing, but then there are these top tools which, of course, you as a person watching this video should know, right? So there's Google Analytics, we have Ahrefs, we have MailChimp, we have the GKP or the Google Keyword Planner, we have Kissmetrics, Keyword Dictionary, SEMrush, Mossbar, and we have many other tools that we make use of digital marketing as well. So at least pick up on, let's say, 3 or 4 tools, or maybe 5 tools, and maybe give an introduction about one tool, and talk about it to show that you actually know that as well. So if you're on this video, I'm sure you guys might have used one of these tools. So whatever tool that you know out here, make sure to mention about that. Coming to question number 9 next, it states, what is pay-per-click advertising? Well, one thing you really have to understand is that pay-per-click is something which is extremely popular in the world of digital marketing. It is one of these methodologies where we actually have to spend money and we have to pay the advertiser, to actually put up the website. And whenever there's an advertisement that gets put up, and there's a small amount of money that gets transacted every time there's a person who clicks on this advertisement that's shown on the website. So, for example, if you probably are reading a blog somewhere, or if you're just browsing around on the internet, you will see an advertisement panel, right? So someone has paid that website owner to put up their advertisement, and as soon as you click that, there's a small transaction that happens in between the website owner and of course the person who asked for the advertisement to be put up as well. So it literally, as the name suggests, it's pay per click. So every time there's a click, there's a payment that happens, and money moves around in a very small amount, of course. So considering this is actually very popular, because this brings in a lot of different prospects at the end of the day, and it works. This is one of the most important methodologies that's widely used in digital marketing. Coming to question number 10, it states, what is Black Hat SEO? See, one thing you have to understand about black hat SEO or any other techniques that are used in SEO is that all of these techniques are aiming to get a higher ranking out of these search engines. So again, black hat SEO is one of these methods as well. It's this approach which says no matter what, let's get the rank. So there's a lot of unethical things that get done here because every search engine out there has its own guidelines that you have to follow. So if you're not complying with these guidelines, it means that it is unethical. You will be using a lot of methodologies which is not approved by the search engine people. And of course, when you keep doing this, right, think about link spamming, think about adding hidden links or fishy links and all of this. So when you're doing all of this, it will give you a huge surge in the ranking immediately. But of course, the surge that you get is short lasting. It is definitely not long lasting because all of these search engines have extremely intelligent algorithms working in the back and they can pick it up, and of course they can start deranking or delisting the website as well. So you might be wondering, why would they even require that short surge in ranking, right? So that is actually done to make sure that they might be catering to a quick sell and a quick get out. So in that policy, they'll come in, they'll get the website to rank, probably have the product to rank, get the word out there and be done with it. So in that case, they're establishing their brand in a very rapid way. But to grow it, I would definitely suggest either using white hat or any other ethical method in digital marketing as well. And then there might be a follow-up question for after the black hat SEO question, which is, okay, so what is white hat SEO, right? See, white hat SEO on paper is one of the most used SEO techniques across the globe out there, because here you will be making use of a lot of techniques which is ethical, which is present in the guidelines of the search engine itself to make sure that you're not doing anything wrong in the perspective of the search engine. So there's a lot of things that is involved in white hat SEO. It's website optimization, it's creating good quality content, adding backlinks, a lot of things where you will be doing everything legally, you'll be doing everything ethically to make sure that you get a very good rank as well. Of course, you will not see a huge surge in rank, and of course the landing traffic as black hat SEO, but this is a slow and steady growth, and this anything slow and steady, it usually tends to outlast something which is very highly rapid paced, right? So in that particular case, that is white hat SEO. And then there's one more type which is called as grey hat SEO. Grey hat SEO, as the name suggests, grey is a mixture in between white and black, literally, right? So in this case of SEO, that's the same as well. So it's basically a mixture of both white hat techniques and black hat techniques too. So the person, a grey hat SEO developer, what this person will do is he or she will make use of techniques from both the sides of the table. So one day you're working on something which is ethical, which is in the guidelines. The next day you might be working on spamming a little bit of internal links or doing something fishy there, using the best of both cases to get your website to rank. Now you might be wondering, why shouldn't everyone try this, right? See, there's a huge hit or miss that happens in grey hat SEO. Half of the time the algorithms cannot pick up grey hat, and most of the times they do, of course. But if it hits, then you'll get a huge surge in rank, and the search engine thinks it's ethical. If you do not, it means that you'll start getting delisted and deranked. So it is a literally flip of a coin. But then if it works really great, or it doesn't work at all. Of course, considering all of this, it's really best to stick to white hat SEO. Coming to question number 13, it states, can you state some methodologies that can be used to improve conversion rates? See, whenever we're talking about conversion rates, right, it's the ability of you catering to your audience with beautiful content, an aesthetically pleasing website, and providing good functionality as well. Now, if I have to go through 10 pages to buy a product, I definitely will not do it. This is the common consensus from thousands of people. That's why the e-commerce sites that are very popular today are keeping it as simple as possible. With probably 2 or 3 clicks of a button, you can purchase something. So to keep that kind of a good user experience is definitely something that will help in improving conversion rate. When we talk about conversion rate, it's basically when a person lands on the website, they're a prospect, right? They're just looking around. When they start adding things to their cart, and once they actually make the purchase, they're a customer. So this entire goal of taking someone from a visitor and making them a customer is what we talk about when we think about conversion rates. And of course, it's always vital that there are new methodologies put in, but a good user experience definitely helps to drive the conversion rates. And then the 14th question states, what is Google Adwords? AdWords is actually, as the name suggests, it's advertising words. It's a short form. It's an advertising service that gets provided by Google, and it is one of the most widely used advertising service as well. Because here, what we're trying to do is it works very similar to PPC, and it's one of the world's most widely used PPC systems as well. Since it's Google, of course, everything is structured, everything is brilliantly made. It doesn't cost a lot, and you can have your budget set up. You can work on how you'll be working on payments, what sort of content that you have to display, how it has to be displayed, when, what, why. So you'll get a lot of flexibility for a small amount of money. It definitely isn't small if you're if it could be tough if you're a small time company, but at the end of the day, the returns that you get from AdWords is huge. So in that particular case, Google AdWords add a lot of value to the digital marketing campaign. Coming to question number 15, it states, what is the difference between SEM and SEO in brief? One thing you have to know about SEM is that the basic difference lies in how it works. SEM stands for search engine marketing, while SEO stands for search engine optimization. With search engine marketing, what we are trying to do is we are purchasing advertisements on various search engines, and we are forcing our website to rank. So we are paying the search engine and asking them to get us to rank. With SEO, that's not the case, right? With SEO, everything is organic. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get use of all. So what we're trying to do is we make use of all of the top of the methods that we have, all the tools, all the techniques, and we're organically trying to bring in traffic. That means that we literally are not paying anyone anything. Of course, I mean the search engine, and we're bringing in a lot of traffic that way as well. So considering that, SEM and SEO work very differently, but at the end of the day, they have a common goal of bringing in more visitors to the website, having more landing rates, and a higher rank on the search engines too. Coming to the 16th question, it states, what social media channels are popular today in terms of digital marketing? See, whenever we think about social media, there's many forms of social media, right? There's social media for everything, and there's one new social media probably coming out every month. So considering all of these, there are a lot of big guys, right? See, you have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Snapchat. In today's world of especially influencer marketing, Instagram is showing a lot of potential, and influencer marketing is an ocean of its own. And I'm sure if you're here, you might have already watched an influencer marketer pitch an item for you, or in fact, you yourself could be influencers as well. So considering all of that, there are many types of social media. For example, LinkedIn is used for jobs. Facebook is a very good pipeline where you can actually learn a lot of things. You can market your products very subtly, bring in a lot of people, have a lot of discussion groups and all of that. And Instagram is where you can showcase your product and be trendy and all of that. So answer this question based on your knowledge about how much you use social media and how best do you think what each social media can cater to. Coming to question number 17, it states, why has digital marketing grown to be this huge compared to offline marketing? See, whenever we think about digital marketing, right, it has shown nothing but exponential growth over the past few years, and there's many reasons, right? So again, do not get carried away with this question, because you can probably talk about this for half an hour straight. So keep 4 or 5 points in mind and make sure to talk about that. One thing about digital marketing is that you can directly cater to the customer's need if the customer is 1 kilometer away or 1,000 kilometers away, no matter what, right? It gives you that extra outreach. And of course, when you have a good exposure to the product, what happens is that you will understand your audience better, you will get better feedback, you will know how to work with it. With conventional marketing, right? So you'll probably put an advertisement on a newspaper, and of course it will reach a lot of houses, but at the end of the day, you will not get a feedback from these people saying they just read a newspaper, they just see your advertisement and they're done. So they have no way to give you good amount of feedback immediately, and you cannot analyze as well, right? So if 10,000 newspapers got printed in one particular locality, doesn't mean that 10,000 people read your advertisement. So there's no way to track it. That advantage you have in digital marketing. And of course, you can be a person who's selling a product or having a brand in one part of India, and you have most of your clients in the USA as well. That's how it works with digital marketing. And most of the cases you are basically open to the entire globe. And consider the newspaper example. Same, once you have it printed, once it goes out, if there are any changes that needs to be done, change in pricing, change in discount, or change in anything minor as well, it cannot be immediately done, right? But if you have a website with digital marketing, this change can be done immediately to make make sure that you're not putting across maybe a wrong message or an incorrect message to your audience as well. So considering a lot of these points, digital marketing, there's a reason why it's popular, and I'm sure if you guys are on this video, I think you will know why as well. So coming to question number 18, it says explain AMP in brief. See, AMP is actually a short form. It's an abbreviation for what we call as accelerated mobile pages. So how AMP came about is that it was actually a brainchild of the people at Google and another very important social media platform, that's Twitter. AMP is actually an open source library. What it does is that it helps users to come up with a very simple web page without having to put much efforts into it. So what this does is this gives you quicker loading, and once you make use of AMP, what you're trying to do is you're making sure that your website doesn't take a long time to load.
Just a quick info, guys. If you want to make a career in digital marketing, then Intellipaat provides an advanced certification in digital marketing and analytics. It is taught by IIT professors and industry experts with more than 10 years of experience. This course is designed to upskill and land your dream job. Now let's continue with the session.
And that it really does not have to go through multiple platforms to be optimized for, and you really don't have to optimize it for every single website. So at the end of the day, the goal is to keep it simple. The goal is to load it quicker and to make sure that no matter where you view it from, no matter what browser you view the website from, it has to work fine. So to do all of that, we make use of accelerated mobile pages. And then coming to the 19th question, it states, how can you assess the impact of social media marketing? See, one thing it's very important that you have to know about digital marketing is the amount of money that you spend. You can track everything with metrics in today's world. There is nowhere that you'll have a blind investment and you will not know what you're getting, right? So in the case of social media marketing, you can check the number of followers. It can be Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, the number of likes you get, and how many leads, how many people are interested in the comment section to buy your product. You can have direct engagement, again same in the comment section, or they can DM you as well. In that particular case, you can talk about what they're happy about the product, why they are not happy, if they have issues that you would like to resolve. Content sharing with each others, of course, brand outreaching where you're trying to put yourself out there, subscription offers, and there's a lot of things in social media marketing. You can probably fill up the entire page and maybe you don't even have to think about it, but you can give 20 different metrics on how you can track social media marketing, right? So this is a pretty straightforward question, but it's very important that you actually talk about them as well. Coming to the 20th question, it states, why is email marketing considered as the most effective way of digital marketing out there? See, with email marketing, there's millions of mails that get sent every single day, right? So it has the outreach, it has the potential, and it has a good way of bridging the gap that exists between customers and providers. So keeping this in mind, there's a lot of things that goes in on the back end that proves that email marketing is one of the most efficient way, one of the most effective way in which you can actually reach your customers and drive results out of it as well. So considering all of that, it actually is a very nice way to convert your customers pretty quick. Question number 21 states, what is click-through rate? Click-through rate, this question can be also reframed as what is CTR. CTR stands for click-through rate. So it's basically the number of times someone actually landed on your website by either clicking on a promotion, clicking on an event, or clicking on any sort of advertisement as well. So this click-through rate will tell you about if your advertisements are working, if your promotions are working, if people are actually clicking on it to get on your website or not, and if they do, how many people are doing it as well. There's a lot of other metrics that you can track about how long they're on your website, what's the scroll depth, and a lot of things as well. But the basic thing about click-through rate is that if you have an advertisement as a barrier, or if you have the advertisement as a gateway, how many people are crossing through those gates. Coming to question number 22, it says, how is return on investment calculated, or how is ROI calculated, right? Again, a very simple question, but return on investment you really have to know is that it is a literal difference between sales amount and the investment in marketing. So whenever we talk about ROI in the case of digital marketing, what is the amount of money that you put out? What is the amount of money that you took out of the company to hire digital marketing experts, to buy digital marketing tools, to pay for search engine marketing or any other kind of marketing channel channels, pipelines, and tools, and what is the actual sales that you made, or what is the actual outreach that you're getting. So once you calculate this difference, you will understand that that this is the amount you spent, X amount you spent, and Y amount is the return that you're actually getting back as well. It's a pretty simple thing, but there's a lot of companies who are very, very keen on holding a good return on investment, and with digital marketing it doesn't take a lot of skill to actually get good return on investment, considering the person whoever is working on the pipeline is an expert, of course. Coming to question number 23, it states, what is the difference between page sessions and page views? So the simple differences between a page session and a page view is that whenever we talk about a page session, it's when a person actually lands on a website every single time. That's a session. If a person is on the website, a session is created and they're either viewing one or more pages that are present on the website. That's a view, because they're actually interacting with the website and they're not bouncing off, right? So to track all of those metrics, we make use of page sessions and page views. Coming to question number 24, it says, what is the difference between Google AdSense and AdWords? So AdSense basically help the companies create all the spaces that's required for AdWords on their website, where they should put it up, what they should do, and how they should do it right. And AdWords, of course, they're advertisements, right? So in the entire Google's ecosystem, AdWords is the most famous PPC out there, the way you can put out advertisements. But if you have to think about talking about AdSense and AdWords, make sure you talk about how they work together as well, because working with AdSense means you'll be using AdWords, and working with AdWords only adds advantage if you are making use of AdSense as well. So having this kind of relationship between AdSense and AdWords is definitely something that you should talk about. But the basic differences is that AdSense helps in creation of spaces, while AdWords helps in posting advertisements. Moving to the 25th question, it says, what is your interest towards the field of digital marketing? See, with this question, the interviewer here is trying to assess what is your level of understanding in digital marketing, what is your level of commitment, and of course, the way you should answer this is, I cannot tell you one answer that's going to be right for you all, right? So you have to talk about your interests, your commitment to the field of digital marketing, and of course, your passion towards digital marketing as well. It can be something that has inspired you to pick up digital marketing, or that there's a problem that you are very good at solving, you have a knack for digital marketing, and people really like whenever you try to market a product, or you're very subtle with it, or whatever the reason is, right? So this question completely depends on you, but then you can use the foundational approach that I gave to go on to answer this question. Coming to question number 26, it says, what is the difference between do follow and no follow links in SEO? Do follow links, as the name suggests, will actually tell the search engine and its crawlers to follow through and come on the website and crawl around and find all the details that's required to provide indexability. Whenever we talk about no follow links is when you tell the search engine to not follow, and to make sure that you will not use any of that to whatever links that you have put in your no follow part of the code, right? It means that you're telling the search engine to not actually consider all of that for ranking the website. That's the basic difference that exists in between do follow links and no follow links. There's another difference is that do follow links, yes, considering how they work, affects the ranking of the website. But if you have put in a no follow link, no matter what you put there, you're telling the crawler not to get into that, so it really will not hurt your rank or influence it in any way. Coming to question number 27, it says, how can a platform such as YouTube be effectively used for digital marketing? With YouTube, I don't think I really have to stress a lot, right? Because it is one of these amazing digital marketing pipelines where there's millions and millions of people every single month. So whenever you think about it, this is one of those places where you can cater through videos to the people out there. You're watching this yourself on YouTube as well, right? So you will understand that we have a direct relationship with you guys. You will have a goal to the campaign. So we, of course, will have a goal to our own campaigns, and we'll be meeting that as well. So to drive healthy traffic to your websites, to get your rank up, and at the end of the day you will need a lot of good content as well. So it doesn't mean that no matter how aesthetically pleasing your video is, if your content is not good, it doesn't mean you will rank, because at the end of the day, in YouTube especially, content is extremely important. Your website should be good, it should be elegant, your videos must be informative, and only then, when all of these three things come together, you will have a successful YouTube campaign too. So whenever you're asked about this, of course you can add on more points and then talk about how you think YouTube is very effective in today's world of digital marketing as well. So coming to the 28th question, it states which platform is looked at when candidates want to post or refer to job related advertisements. Whenever we think about anything related to jobs, the first social media that comes into mind is LinkedIn, right? Because this is one of the most famous social media out there for active job seekers, professionals, and whatnot. So, if you're wondering if LinkedIn is the only place, well, no, there's a lot of other websites. There's InstaHire, there's Naukri, there's Shine.com, there's many other places, including Indeed.com as well. So, all of these guys have the same goal of bringing together recruiters and, of course, bringing together candidates and giving them a common platform to express what they want and what they're getting out of the jobs as well. So of course, whenever you ask this question, I think it's a pretty straightforward question, and the answer would be LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, Shine, and all of these other famous social media platforms as well. Coming to question number 29, it says, how can you measure the success of a social media marketing campaign? See, whenever we talk about success of a social media campaign, it means that we have something solid to prove it by, right? For example, analytics. So you'll be using multiple metrics in the case of digital marketing to actually showcase that, something worked or something doesn't work. So you have to be a numbers person, and you can prove a lot with numbers too. You can check the number of clients, the number of leads, what's the traffic that's coming in, number of sales, how many conversions from prospects to customers. And of course, once you have details in depth about your website, about your entire campaign, about what your image is, on the social media marketing platforms, basically you will get this direct correlation of what's happening, what's required, what are you doing, is it working or is it not working. So with all of these, you will have one close idea of understanding whether you're either close to your goals or you're moving away from your goals, and what is keeping you there as well. That's the most important part of how you should measure success with social media campaigns. And of course, with today's innovations, there's multiple tools out there that will help you do so. Coming to the 30th question, it states, why is an anchor tag used as an SEO practice? See, an anchor tag basically is the text that we use whenever we have to hyperlink anything, right? So basically, a hyperlink is a link that's embedded in the text, and as soon as you click on it, it takes you to the link that you have hyperlinked. So an anchor text is very important here, because this is how the content actually gets ranked on multiple search engines, right? So whenever you put out a website, it doesn't mean that it will always rank on Google or it'll always work on other search engines as well. There's DuckDuckGo, there's Yahoo, and there's many search engines apart from Google too. So in that particular case, hyperlinking is this connection, is this anchoring that states what you can actually have a way to assess of how your content ranks on multiple search engines, and it gives you the functionality of clicking on text and opening a new link as well. Coming to question number 31, it states, what are some of the disadvantages of digital marketing? See, one important thing whenever you're answering this question is that start by saying that there's multiple advantages, right? Because at the end of the day, with digital marketing, the advantages, no matter how small they are, they will outweigh all of the disadvantages out there, right? So, but then doesn't mean that it doesn't have any disadvantages at all. There are many disadvantages too. So, whenever you're talking about disadvantages, it is just that it will create a very high transparency in case of pricing and competition, because as soon as you put out a price out there, your competition already knows what you're selling it at, and they can drop their price and you can lose a client as well. And then when we're talking about globalization means you will be competing with the entire world out there. So that will bring in a lot more competition too. And of course, with digital marketing, there is always a threat of cybersecurity. There's always a threat of privacy issues that will have to be worked on too. And it's not only just this, it's just that, whenever you're working on digital marketing, it can get really expensive to hire experts. And of course, it can get definitely expensive to buy all the tools, buy all the, understand all the methodologies. And at the end of the day, setting up a marketing pipeline, especially at the starting stages of your company, or if you've never had a digital marketing platform before, is going to be expensive. So, you can talk about these 4 points. These 4 points are extremely important in understanding the disadvantages of digital marketing. Now, coming to question number 32, it states, what are the limitations with respect to the number of characters in Google AdWords advertisement? This is a very important question, and this gets asked a lot. See, the most important thing is that they have asked you for two things. One is the number of characters in Google AdWords basically, and what are the limitations that you can put in, right? So whenever we talk about headings and subheadings, understand that you can have a maximum of 30 characters. But whenever we're talking about descriptions and subline texting, there you can have about 90 characters in length. So 30 for the headings and the subheadings, and for the descriptions, it has to not exceed 90 in length. So 90 characters specifically. So whenever you ask this question, it's a straightforward question with an extremely straightforward answer. So put it out that way. Coming to question number 33, it says, can you name any 5 email marketing tools that are widely used? Of course, I'm pretty sure you guys can name at least 3 or 4, right? So this question should not be of a high difficulty to you guys. There's multiple tools out there, multiple email marketing tools specifically. You have ConvertKit, Autopilot, HubSpot, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and many other tools that are used out there. And of course, if you have used any of these tools, make sure to talk about your experience with the tools, what you think about the tool, to what level of proficiency you have used it. All of that will always add a lot of advantage to your candidature in the company as well. Coming to question number 34, it says, can you define the life cycle of a shopper on a website? See, this is a very simple question. It can be considered as a sales funnel as well. So, right. So whenever someone comes on your website, as soon as they land on your website, they become prospects. Prospects is when they are actually looking around on your website. It's not as soon as they click on your website. It's basically as soon as they start clicking inside your website. As soon as they click on the website, they can actually bounce without doing anything. So don't be confused. Now, once they start interacting with your websites, they're looking to see if they can buy something or there is something that's interesting to them. And once they're interested, they'll actually give you a little bit of details, maybe that you're giving a subscription out, you're giving a discount out or something, or they're adding it to the cart and they want to purchase it. So once they start giving you their details and once they start putting items into their cart, they go from prospect to become converted as a lead. Now, the entire conversion, right? Whenever we talk about conversions, as we have talked about multiple times in this video, it's basically talking about them going from prospects to lead. And of course, once they make a purchase, after the sale is done, they become customers. So taking this interest in converting prospects into customers is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about the life cycle of a shopper on the website. And then coming to question number 35, it states, what are some of the bidding options that are available out there right now? Whenever you have to consider about paying for marketing, right? But there's two main important things, two main important bidding options out there. One is the CPA, as we call as cost per action, and then of course, as we discussed before, we have CPC as well. So cost per action, again, as the name suggests, whenever an action is performed on that particular advertisement, it means that there's a transaction happening. And CPC is a pretty simple way of advertising, as you already discussed, because as soon as the person has clicked through, then there's a transaction that happens. Now, the next question states, what are the top 5 C's of digital marketing? Well, the top 5 C's, as we call it, is actually depending on very important factors that play a huge role in digital marketing, right? They are content, their creativity, that's consistency, good communication, and of course, customization as well. So whenever you talk about this, there's no order in answering to these, but do talk 1 or 2 lines about what each of them mean, right? For example, good quality content is essential. You have to be very creative in your digital marketing, because if you're doing everything that someone else is doing, you are not being creative. And then consistency, right? Of course, customers will love a consistent brand, and it will basically help you with your outreach. It will help you with your brand growth as well. And then when we talk about communication, yes, you need to have a good communication pipeline with your customers too. And direct communication is definitely preferred. And customization, right? Customization is very important. Now, so coming to question number 37, it states, can digital marketing completely replace traditional marketing in the future? Well, with this question, what the interviewer is trying to understand is that he or she wants to know how deep you know about the subject, or how well you have used digital marketing, right? So the best way to go on to answer this is to state real world examples and to say, hey, this is where people tried conventional marketing and people tried digital marketing, and this is where digital marketing worked. So real world examples are the way you're supposed to answer this question. And then, whenever we're talking about digital marketing too, So the most important thing that you have to understand here is that digital marketing is very, very strong today. It has a lot of perspectives, and it's forever growing to be a good entity, right? So no matter how much traditional marketing is trying to make a comeback, there's no way, in my opinion, that it can overpower digital marketing too. But instead of fighting it against each other, digital marketing versus traditional marketing, so instead it'll add a lot of value if we can make use of both digital marketing and traditional marketing as well. Now, coming to question number 38, it says, can you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 depending on your proficiency in digital marketing? Again, if you are a good expert in digital marketing, make sure to rate yourself as honest as possible. That is very, very important, right? So if you are a beginner and if you say, I rate myself 9.5, you might be asked extremely technical questions, or you might be asked questions in depth that you might not be able to answer. So, but that doesn't mean that you have to rate yourself very low. That will hurt your confidence as well. So the interviewer itself, right, in this particular question, he or she is trying to see how spontaneous you are, what's your confidence level, and how well do you know the subject. So completely based on what you're trying to achieve in your digital marketing career, at wherever you are. You might be a fresher, you might be a person, intermediate user, or an expert. Answer it as honestly as possible. That is important with question number 38. Now, moving to the next question, it states, why are you applying for the digital marketing role in our company? See, one important thing that you really have to know is that whenever you are answering this question, which is why digital marketing, you have to talk about, how you will fit into their company, right? They're specifically asking you, why are you applying for our company? So talk about their company, talk about what experiences you have or what education you have, and how best you can use those skills to drive that particular company to success. So doing all of this, you will require some basic stuff. You need to know what the company is, what they do, what is the audience they cater to, what's the job description, what's the compensation they're providing, of course, and every detail of the company is going to help you in a way where you can shape your answer perfectly for this this question as well. So I cannot give you one answer and say that this is how you are supposed to answer. This is a question where you can have a good amount of freedom while answering the question as well. Now, coming to question number 40, it says, has your prior education helped you with digital marketing in any way? Again, this is another important question that depends on you. If your prior education actually helped with digital marketing, talk about the latest courses, or talk about the latest program that you finished in college. If you worked on something which is very different from digital marketing, do talk about how that helped you shape your digital marketing career in a way that you are right now. Of course, if you had a direct digital marketing career or learning in college or school or something, you can tell that directly. But if it doesn't, don't just say no, education hasn't helped me with digital marketing. That's not the right way to answer. The right way is to say, even though you never started out with digital marketing at the start, but there are a lot of other things that definitely put the thought in your mind about how you can work your way towards becoming a digital marketing expert as well. So talk about all of that, and it's very important too. Coming to the 41st question, it states, how can we create new leads for the marketing pipeline? Well, how do you create new leads, right? It's the most important question the interviewer can ask to you. There's a lot of ways you can answer this question, but the most important thing is that you have to understand and analyze the sales funnels and all the techniques that goes into building that tunnel and seeing it through. Apart from all of that, again, there's so many things that you can do. You can start with customizing the content, driving a better user experience, making sure your website is very responsive, or maybe you're driving a very good campaign on social media that you want to bring over for conversion of people. And of course, there's many different ways that you can create new leads, right? Most of the time, it is usually social media marketing or email marketing that brings in the most number of leads for marketing, but it depends on what the company is doing too, right? So there's a lot of ways you can answer this question, but you can use my approach as a foundational one and then work on that. Coming to question number 42, it states, what are the latest trends in digital marketing today? Well, what are the latest trends? Again, it's a very subjective question, right? Because what's today's trend is something that there's a good chance it's going to be outdated tomorrow. But as of now, what's trending is people putting out long form videos. People are actually concerned about the content that they put out for their product. People give you personalized content, and this is something which is extremely important, and I really like it. There's voice searching, there's Google Discover, there's virtual reality, there's augmented reality. So there's a lot of ways that companies are trying trying to get in touch and impress prospects into converting them into customers. And it's just not these 5 or 6 that I've mentioned on your screen, right? You can probably name 10 or 15 things that's trending right now, but you do not have to stress on anything. Just make sure that this is how people are doing it. If you can give a real world example, for example, IKEA is a store that gives you this virtual reality app where you can click videos in your room by placing furniture right there, even though you have not made a purchase, right? So that's something which is going to attract a lot of sales too, because someone who's on their phone can literally see what the sofa or the what the cushions look like in their house, even though it's not there. That kind of flexibility brings in a lot more customers. So talk about some real world examples of that, something that's trending right now, and that should help with your answer as well. So coming to question number 43, it states, what is viral marketing? Viral marketing, as the name suggests, is taking up an effective form of marketing in a way where it grows really quick. Whenever we say that the video went viral or that concept went viral, right, it means that it grew really quickly and that people really liked it. There was a lot of rapid expansion happening. There's a lot of rapid interaction happening between the customer, the product, the brand, or the people who are using it on the internet, right? Things go extremely viral on the internet every now and then. So every day there can be something that's viral. So in that particular case, there's a lot of competition here. It doesn't mean if you find one thing which goes viral that your entire marketing campaign will stay that way, but it is a very good way to put your brand out there really quickly to friends, to families, or anyone else too. Now that we're living in a pandemic, there's a situation where not many people were wearing masks before the pandemic, right? Because mostly we were wearing it for, let's say, pollution or something. Now masks went viral because it went viral for a very important reason, is that it's extremely effective. Everyone out there needs to wear a mask right now. Now, considering all of that, if you see the marketing that went into it, right, even though much marketing didn't go into it, the demand itself made it viral. So that is another way you can approach viral marketing too. And of course, telling that out should add value to your candidature too. Coming to question number 44, it states, what do on-page and off-page SEO optimization methods mean? Whenever we talk about off-page SEO, right, it literally states doing all the things and using all the methodologies and the processes which will bring in, it will basically add to your rank. Even on-page SEO adds to your rank, but on-page, as the name suggests, is everything that is on the page. So it literally talks about the structure of the website, the content that you have put in, the way your user experience is driven, how well your website loads, how quickly it loads, does it work really good on a mobile platform. So doing everything on your page and of course away from it is the basic difference it lies in, as you can basically see from the name of off-page SEO and on-page SEO as well. So coming to question number 45, it states, can you explain some scenarios where bad links are used? See, this is a lot of unethical things sometimes whenever making use of bad links. There are many scenarios that lead to it, right? For example, you'll be using paid links, you'll be using links which are unrelated or very far away from the topic. That's not good. You'll be making use of links that are either spammy or they're flagged by the search engine saying this is not right, you're not supposed to use it. And of course, you can start spamming variety of link exchange sites. You can go on to media and you can have this kind of a shout out for a shout out kind of a concept and spam each other out. And of course, it's not just that, right? You can have one single anchor from multiple sites causing spam again. So using these kind of links in these kind of scenarios, it is definitely bad as per the ethics of search engines, at least. Now, coming to the 46th question, it says, what are the necessary steps that are taken to avoid a rank penalty? See, a rank penalty is when a search engine has actually started deranking you or they're putting your rank down for a reason. So how can you avoid this? And doing this will give you a better rank, of course. So how can you do it? You should stop linking yourself to another website which might have a bad ranking. Doing that will definitely help you rank better. Avoid using poison words. Avoid using these kind of catchy clickbaity words whenever you're using hypertexting. Make sure that there is zero plagiarism on all levels of content creation and content optimization as well. And one important thing is that make sure you do not redirect through your refresh meta tags. And this is a very important point. Point number 3 and point number 4 are probably the most important things that you should do to avoid penalty. But yes, this is a very important question that will definitely be asked in my opinion. So have these 4 points as the foundation to approach this and answer it too. And now coming to the 47th question, it says, what is your plan after joining this digital marketing role? See, one important thing that you have to talk about is how you have the capability and the understanding to know about the company and how you can start working with them at the earliest, right? See, it's not that you just go there day one and by the end of day one you have done a lot of things. You'll have to start with understanding how things are already there, how well you fit into the company, where you fit into the company, what kind of a structured plan that you have to either lead the team or to be a part of the team itself, and then you can work on implementing the plan that you have, verifying it, sitting with your board members or whatever it is. I have multiple iterations. That's the important thing, iterating this and doing it in a loop where you'll find a new plan, you'll implement that plan, try to see if it worked or not, find a new plan, implement it again. So this looping thing that goes on is very important too. So again, use this as the foundation, but answer it to the best of your ability too. Coming to question number 48, it states, do you have any previous experience in the digital marketing industry? Well, this question can be asked both for freshers and experienced professionals as well. For freshers, if you have any experience learning and making use of digital marketing in the industry, you can talk about that. You can talk about certification programs. But then if you are a person who has a work experience before, make sure you elaborate on that, talk about it. But if you're a fresher, guys, one important thing is don't say, no, I do not have any experience. Keep the important aspect of saying no as less as possible. It doesn't mean you have to say yes, even though you have not done it. What I'm trying to say is, do not say no, but talk about, come to the point, but take an out of the box solution, right? So if you're a fresher who might have been a product of digital marketing, or you've marketed something probably away from your career as well as a hobby or something, talk about that, because no matter what you say, anything apart from no, I haven't done it, will add some sort of value to your candidature. It's very important that you know that. And then coming to the 49th question, it says, do you possess any other skill that can add value to this digital marketing role? See, there are many skills that you might already have whenever you're thinking about digital marketing. So if you have any other skill that you think is going to add a lot of value apart from what you have mentioned on your resume, or apart from the initial discussions that you might have had, talk about that. For example, you might be extremely good at tracking analytics. You might be very good at designing an entire end-to-end digital marketing campaign program, even though you might be applying for a very basic role. You might have the capability to lead a team. You might have extremely good communication skills, very good project management skills, and all of that, right? So whatever skills that you possess which you directly haven't mentioned on your resume or haven't conveyed to the interviewer, this is the chance to do that, because this will add a lot of value to you as an interviewee there, basically, because to convince recruiters is not easy in today's world, but you can make it very easy if you know how tactfully you should answer these questions as well. Now, coming to the final question, it states, have you earned any sort of certification to improve your learning and implementation process? Well, certifications, you will know the numerous advantages that you will have, right? You will be open to jobs. You will be certified by top companies out there. You will be working with professionals across the globe who would have taught you the courses, the certification programs and whatnot. So you will know that you will have a plethora of advantages. But what should you do to convey this to the interviewer? Well, the interviewer will know that if you have had a certification program, that it means you're serious about this particular career, that you're putting your time, your dedication, your effort, your money into becoming an expert and having, making a change in the world out there. And let's say if you're a person who's coming from a background of electrical engineering and now you want to become an expert in digital marketing, you picked up a certification course and you completed it with all the good hands-on projects and the industry level exposure that it provides, it means that the interviewer will know that you have a strong aspiration, you have a passion towards this particular domain, and that you have the capability to learn really quick and learn in a structured way, of course. So this is what you should be conveying. Now, how do you do that? Well, to do that, if you have multiple certifications, of course, name the multiple certifications that you have done in the case of digital marketing. But instead of just talking about what all you've learned and what's the program all about, don't do that. Talk about how you have used it. Talk about the practical experience that you can drive out of these programs. Talk about how best that you have used the program. So talking about that, telling about how you have solved a practical problem is definitely going to add a lot of value to your candidature too.
Just a quick info, guys. If you want to make a career in digital marketing, then Intellipaat provides an advanced certification in digital marketing and analytics. It is taught by IIT professors and industry experts with more than 10 years of experience. This course is designed to upskill and land your dream job.
We have come at the end of the session. Kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates.